Boy, a question I get from some folks is, should I sell my house and give up the low interest rate I have? We have some folks, especially at the beginning of COVID, goodness, people were able to get into house loans for, in some cases, 2.5%, right? And there's just no way to buy a property with an interest rate that's that low this day. We call this the golden handcuffs, right? What if your interest rate is really low and you still can't afford your house because other expenses have increased, or because you've had a life event, right? And that's a complicated question, right? And it comes back to trade-offs. And even if you've got a low interest rate, if between taxes and insurance, maybe another one of you have lost an income, right, or an illness or a job loss, it doesn't matter how low the interest rate is if you can't afford it, right? So that's really going to be the question. And then asking yourself, what are the trade-offs that you're going to be willing to make by way of location, size, condition of property, so that the decision you're making is based upon what your financial requirements are to be able to sustain yourself in a housing situation. And that's a tough answer, right? I'm kind of hardwired. If you've got a great low interest rate and you can afford it, why would you sell that property? If nothing else, keep it as a rental property, because the cost of money for sustaining it is so low. But none of that makes any difference if you can't afford it anyway, right? Or if you still have that low interest rate, you can't rent it for what your payments are. So detaching yourself from the number of a low interest rate and asking yourself these other questions, can I afford it from the other expenses of the property, is going to be an important consideration.